Remember the times when the Super Eagles breezed through matches through the sheer brilliance of Mikel Obi, Victor Moses, and the likes? Remember when we were forced to reckon with in African football back in those days? But now, I wish I could say the same for now. I'll tell you why. Nigerian football has a rich history with the Super Eagles being one of the most successful teams in African football. The team has won the African Cup of Nations 3 times, reached the World Cup round of 16 on several occasions, and has produced some of the continent's most talented players. However, in recent times, the team's performance has declined, leaving fans and pundits alike wondering what has gone wrong. Well, I'll tell you some of the Super Eagles' latest recent struggles. The Super Eagles, Nigeria's male football team, has been a shadow of its former selves in recent times. The team's performance in their recent matches has left much to be desired, raising questions about their ability to qualify for the upcoming World Cup and bring glory back home. The Super Eagles were once a force to be reckoned with in African football, known for their skill, speed, and determination. However, their recent results have been far from their usual standards, leaving fans and pundits alike wondering what has gone wrong. In course of the recent results, the Super Eagles have had a dismal run of results, losing 2-0, 2-1 to Benin, drawing 1-1 with South Africa, and suffering a 2-0 defeat to Mali. These results are poor. I know that's what's in your mind right now. They are a far cry from the team's usual standards and have left many questioning from the team's abilities to compete with the best in the continent. The Benin loss was particularly shocking, as the scorers were ranked 40 places below Nigeria in the FIFA rankings. The draw against South Africa was also disappointing, as the Super Eagles failed to capitalize on their chances and had to settle for the share of the spoils. The Mali defeat was perhaps the most worrying, as the Eagles were outplayed and outclassed by the Eagles. Can the Super Eagles qualify for the World Cup? With their current form, it's difficult to see the Super Eagles qualifying for the World Cup. The team's inability to win against lesser ranked opponents is a major concern, and their defense has been porous, conceding goals easily. The Super Eagles have always been known for their attacking flair, but their recent performances have been devoid of set creativity and imagination. Unless they can turn their fortunes around quickly, it's hard to see them making it to the global showpiece. Is the Super Eagles capable of bringing the glory back home? The Super Eagles have a rich history of success, having won the African Cup of Nations 3 times and reaching the World Cup round of 16 on several occasions. However, their recent performances suggest that those days are behind them. The team lacks the cohesion, creativity, and fighting spirit that once made them a force to be reckoned with in African football. Unless they can rediscover their mojo, it's hard to see them bringing glory back home anytime soon. So what's going wrong with the Super Eagles? There are several factors that have contributed to the team's decline. One major issue is the lack of cohesion and teamwork. The team seems to be made up of individuals rather than a cohesive unit, with players failing to work together to achieve a common goal. Another issue is the lack of creativity in midfield, with the team relying too heavily on long balls and crosses rather than clever passing and movement. The defense has also been a major concern, with the team conceding goals easily and looking vulnerable at the back. In conclusion, the Super Eagles need to go back to the drawing board and reassess their strategy, tactics, and personnel. The team needs a major overhaul to become competitive again. The Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) needs to take a hard look at the team's coaching staff, players, and training methods to identify areas for improvement. Unless they can turn their fortunes around quickly, it's hard to see the Super Eagles qualifying for the World Cup or bringing glory back anytime soon. The future of Nigerian football hangs in the balance, and it's time for the Super Eagles to spread their wings and fly once more. The team needs to rediscover its passion, creativity, and fighting spirit if they are to become a force to be reckoned with in African football once again.